Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully updated our manyfish.json and here I added that our short name, the name, descriptions, language, orientations, theme color, background and also loaded all that our images, right? Perfect. And also friend, after every lecture I will push this code to the GitHub. So whatever the things I will update in particular this project, you will get it from to the GitHub. If you go to that, I will give you this link. Okay, so you can see everything, what exactly I have done, everything will be updated in particular that position. So I hope it will help you a lot. So you will get some of the references from here. Okay, so now which is totally fine. So as I told you, every lecture by lecture you will get all that resources, which is totally fine. Perfect. So friend, now we have to included our this manyfish.json to our public, and there is one of the index HTML. So into this index HTML here we have to add some of the property. Like right now I don't need this. Okay, I remove this all that comment. So that is actually the by default all that comment. I remove this comment. And also I remove this comment. Okay, I remove this comment, which is totally fine. So here you can see friend, by default actually that is one of the real as a manyfish and public and URL and manyfish.json. So by default actually it's link up in here. So now for our this project I want to add some of the another properties, like as a first of all there is a link icon, there is a fab icon, so later we'll change it. And there is a main port as a view port as a white devices as the initialize scale 1, which is totally fine. Okay, and then the meta descriptions. So there is some of the meta descriptions. There is a app link URL. So there is also app link URL, right? So here I have already write down some of the property. I want to use this property in here. Like I copy it. Okay, I copy this all that property. So as I told you, I will push this code to the GitHub. You will get everything. Okay, after this initialize, I want to paste it. So here I want to add another property as a mobile app capability. I make this contain as a yes, and then the mobile there is a Apple mobile, because here as I told you friends, so here it should be supported with every devices, right? So now for the reasons here I also added another property for the Apple mobile web app capability. I make it as a yes. The application name I make it as a I just name it as Easy Express. Okay, that will be as Easy Express. And then Apple mobile web app title I make it as a Easy Express. And then theme color, I'm actually using my default theme color. You can see that is actually one of the deep blue color. So also here I name this, our content will be theme color as this one, and the MS applications name button color will be as the same deep blue color, and then Apple mobile web status bar style will be as a bark. So everything is great. So that is also the description. So right now I don't want to actually use this description. Okay, so but the same things actually. So I want to remove it. Perfect. And then theme color, I have also loaded the theme color. You can see I have also loaded this property. So right now we don't need this. By default that is actually the 000, that means a black color. So I want to change it. Perfect. So here I simply updated this part. So here I have added some of the property. So I hope you already understand that part. And also by default our manyfish is linked up in our this index HTML. Okay, which is great, which is totally fine. So now if you click as a save all, okay, I click as a save all. So first of all I want to check it. Our this manyfish, whatever the things I have updated is perfectly get this data or not. So if you want to check it, go to our project. I want to refresh it. And now if you open with the inspect, so into the inspect, if you go to, there is also another one as a applications, right? So now if you go to that application, and to the application you can see that is the manyfish, and there is the service worker and the storage. So if you go to that manyfish, perfect, you can see it's perfectly getted all that data. That is the identity as a name. You can see I name it as a easy commerce, the short name as a easy commerce, as a easy commerce system. So everything is now actually I have updated in our which place I have updated into the manyfish. You can see into the manyfish JSON I updated that short name will be as easy commerce, name will be as easy commerce, description will be as easy commerce system. So it successfully get all that our manyfish data. right? And also the presentation, our start URL, I make it as a slash. That means that will be our, you can see that will be our home directory. So that is actually our home directory, right? And theme color, you can see, as I told you, I have actually using one of the deep blue color. So it depends on you what type of theme color you want to use for your e-commerce project. So right now I want to use it as a theme color as a this deep blue. Okay, and you can see orientation, I make it as a portrait, and display as a still alone, background color as a FFF. So everything I have already set up in here. That means we perfectly get our main, that is main fees JSON, and you can see that is all that our images. Okay, all that resolution images is now successfully loaded in here. Okay, so everything is great. That means it's perfectly get our this main fees data. I hope, friend, it's very much clear to you. Okay, so here we have successfully updated this part in here. So now I also want to check our this project. So that is our web versions, right? So now I also want to check it with the mobile view, then that will be better. So for doing this, I want to do right now we don't need this. So also we have created that React, we don't need this. Laravel also we don't need this, right? So there is our backend, that is our front end. So I want to do and to actually upload this project. I want to deploy this project to one other web server, then everything will be more clear to you. So for education purpose, I have one of the domain, one of the client domain. Now I want to use it. So you can actually use it rather than just learn all that procedure. If you don't have any cPanel, just learn that procedure, that will be enough. Okay, so right now I want to actually test everything with the web view, and also I will check it for the mobile view. So for the reasons here, I want to deploy our this project to the web server. So here, if you log in, so if you, that is actually my cPanel. So into the cPanel area, I want to go to that file manager. So friend, that is one of the client website. Okay, so into the client website here, I want to check it for the reasons for education purposes. I want to use it. So if you have any web server, you can also check it, whatever the things I will do in here, rather than it's totally fine. Okay, so just learn that procedure. So that is on the domain I have added as a home filia. Okay, so that is a home filia. You can see it's totally clean. If you go to the home filia.com, you can see it's now totally clean. So here I will check our total e-commerce project in here. Okay, so for our this e-commerce project, I will actually use this domain. So as a homefilia.com, and that is our cPanel public HTML. Okay, that means a root directory. So here I want to update. First of all, we have to deploy our project, right? So if you want to deploy this project in fundamental, I have already discussed about that things with you. So that is our e-commerce project. So here I want to do, first of all, I want to run our that is our server is running as a PHP artisan service running, and also npm start is running, right? So now better I want to add another one as a cmd. And then if you want to run it, also it's actually giving you some of the instruction. You can see that you have to run that npm run build for create the productions build. Okay, so I want to deploy this same localhost project to the web server. So first of all, here we have to run as a npm and run build. So I name it as npm run build. Now click as a enter. So now it will be created one of the folder as a build in here. Okay, so that will be our production project. So this production project I will upload in particular that area. So everything will be more clear, as I told you, friend. Just complete my step by step all that process. As after end of this course, everything will be more clear. I hope you will get so much high level value from to this course. Okay, so you can see it's now created one of the folder as a build. So it may take little time. Okay, it may take little time for deploy this project. So when it will be done, then I will come back again. So friend, our project is now successfully built. Okay, you can see it's now successfully done. So it's, as I told you, it will be created one of the folder as a build. So into this build folder, you can see that is all that our file will be needed. So right now I want to select all. Okay, I simply select all, and now I want to make it as a add to archive, and I make it on the zip file that will be created on the build.zip. Now click as a OK. Yes, you can see it's now successfully created one of the zip files. So this zip file I want to upload in our this particular directory as a homefilia.com. So here I want to upload it. I simply upload, click as a select file, And now in our e-commerce, so that is the e-commerce project. Into this e-commerce, that is user e-commerce, and there is a build folder. Here I have actually zip it, so there is a build.zip. I open it. Okay, so it's very light one of the file. Now click as a go back. So that is our zip file. I want to make it as a extract here. So I click as a extract here. Okay, so now I have actually extracted in particular this main root directory, that is our homefilia.com directory, right? So I simply updated these things in here. So now if you go and now if you click as a refresh it again, yes, you can see that is actually our localhost project, right? And I have deployed the same project to the web server. So now that is actually in our web server. So now friend, first of all I want to check our main feast in our web server. Our main feast JSON is perfectly working or not. So if you want to check it again, I want to go to that inspect, and into the inspect, if you go to that application, and that is our main feast. Yes, you can see it's also perfectly gated in our web server. Okay, so everything is great. In localhost, we'll also check it. Now in our web server is also perfectly working. So now I also want to check in our mobile view, then everything will be more clear. So for that access the mobile view, I'm actually using that AnyDex. So with this AnyDex, I want to share that things with you. First of all, I want to open that Chrome browser. So into this Chrome browser, I want to access this domain. So this domain name as a homefilia, homefilia.com, homefilia.com, and now click as a go. So here also one things you have to understand, friends. So when you actually deploy any progressive web application, first of all, make that sure that is your domain should be as a HTTPS. Okay, so here without HTTPS it should be not work. You can see I have already registered that SSL, and for the reasons here I get that as a HTTPS. Okay, so make that sure you have that HTTPS, rather than that will be not work. Okay, so here which is totally fine. And now if you go, yes, you can see friend, now everything will be very clear. So you can see that is our browser. So into this browser, that is our theme color. As I told you before, I am actually using which theme color? I am actually using on the deep blue theme color. I have already set up in our this mainfeast.json. Into the JSON, that is our theme color. Okay, so this theme color is now perfectly, now it's get it in our mobile view. You can see that is in our browser, color is become changed. So now also they have another option. If you go to that functions, into the functions, now there is another option as a add to home screen. Okay, so now I want to make it as a add to home screen, then everything will be more clear. So I select it. Yes, now you can see friend, as I told you, step by step everything will be more clear. So now it's showing as a add to home screen, and you can see it's get our icon, and then that is our name, that is our short name I have actually defined as easy e-commerce, right? So it's perfectly get our some of the resolution of the images, and also it's perfectly get our this short name as the easy e-commerce. Okay, so now our mobile version, that is our app, is loaded. So now I want to make it as a add. So like I make it as a add easy e-commerce, right? So now you can, they have one issue you have to understand. So right now I'm actually loading that things from to the browser. So for the reasons, in our top bar our menu is visible, right? So into this top bar you can see it's now display the menu. That means our URL Chrome menu is visible. So here right now I have already add to my home screen. If you now go here, yes, you can see in our add to home screen, when we add it, automatically now that is actually loaded that our icon, and our name actually name it as a easy e-commerce. So that will be our app's name. So whatever the name you actually choose, you have to add it in here. I hope friend it's very much clear to you why I'm actually updated that JSON file and what will be our project. So in our project, that will be our founding, that means here that will be our web version, and also at a time we'll develop our Android and the iOS. So our Android, you can see we successfully created one of the apps. So our apps is loaded and our app's name as easy e-commerce. So now that is our browser mode. Right, so into the browser here, as I told you, it's showing our one of the menu, and it also show that URL. But when you run from to the app, then what exactly it should be look like? You can see it's now perfectly load our logo, and then it's loaded our project. And here you can see friend, they have no menu, so it's just like one of the apps, right? I hope you like it very much. So here they have no menu. So if you open that things from to the browser, so that is a browser view with the browser. So into this browser they have one of the URL menu. You can see there is a one of the URL box. So but when you run that things from to the apps, they have no options. It's totally full screen. And here I make it as a portrait. So also I make it as a orientation will be as a portrait. You can see it's now perfectly loaded, right? So that is totally app view. So that will be our web version and that will be our mobile version. Okay, that is mobile app version. How much interactive it is, you can see, friend. So also now we have to actually step by step create our total e-commerce project, and also we have to make that sure that is so much responsive for the mobile view, because that will be just like that will be one of the apps. So we'll manage all that our apps from our here. Okay, so everything is great. So friend, in our next video, I want to add some of the push notification. Push notification means when you actually added any apps. So if these apps have any updated notifications, because I have already added that things in my mobile, right? So when you add any push any notification, automatically all that notification will be loaded in here. Okay, so this type of one of the notification that will be loaded. So how can do that work? How can manage your push notification? How can display that all that notification in your mobile, in your web app? Step by step, everything I will show you in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.